seems like Gypsy Rose is heading straight into some serious trouble with CPS, and the recent posts on her Instagram aren't doing her any favors. Although she quickly deleted the posts, screenshots of them have been circulating, and let me tell you, they're raising eyebrows. In the posts, Gypsy was clearly warning people who might try to report her to CPS, suggesting they could face legal consequences for making false claims. But here's the kicker. If she's warning people, that might mean CPS has already been called on her. People are speculating that reports have already been filed, questioning whether she's fit to be a mother. If CPS hadn't been involved by now, would she really be posting like this? One of her posts included a screenshot showing a Google search result about the crime of making false CPS reports, which could lead to jail time, fines, or both, depending on the state laws. She highlighted that intentional false reports are illegal and come with serious consequences. Gypsy even went as far as saying she had been warned, which sounds pretty much like a threat to anyone thinking about reporting her at all. And if that wasn't enough, she went on to post more about the penalties for false reporting in Louisiana, up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $1,000. She also mentioned that if the false report is proven, the accuser could face a civil lawsuit for defamation, malicious prosecution, or emotional distress. Gypsy seemed to double down on her stance with another post quoting that making a false report to interfere with someone's rights could be considered a crime. The way she's going on, it looks like she's trying to intimidate anyone who's considering calling CPS on her. But here's the catch. She's really making it clear that she's under scrutiny. The public seems to have already started questioning her ability to be a mother, with some feeling like they're protecting her unborn child by reporting her, even though there's no concrete evidence of abuse so far. Now, let's talk about rumors swirling around. There's chatter that Gypsy might have been supportive of a fellow inmate who wanted to harm her child while they were both in prison. While this is still just a rumor, it's definitely not a good look for Gypsy. Even though there's no direct proof yet to suggest that she would harm her own child, the whispers alone are enough to raise concerns about her ability to care for a child. The drama surrounding her doesn't seem to be dying down anytime soon, and the public is watching her every move. Looks like Gypsy's life is about to get even messier. It seems that Gypsy Rose is finding herself in more trouble, and the latest rumors are swirling around her potential custody battle over her baby. The speculation started a few days ago when people began questioning whether Gypsy, a convicted felon, would be able to keep custody of her child.
She got her ass beat up during lunchtime because she was talking about how one of the girls who was put into her squad was there for attempted murder of her child. And she was sitting there saying how that child deserved it because the mom didn't want the child. She's about to have a baby. You can be all for abortion, but this mother physically, strangled her daughter to death. And that's not a way that you should be promoting anything.
No.
That baby didn't deserve that.
This buzz was sparked by none other than Katie Joy, who posted on Instagram about the legal implications of Gypsy's past convictions in relation to Louisiana's child custody laws. According to Katie, Gypsy's felony conviction for the murder of her mother could automatically disqualify her from obtaining custody of her child. Katie Joy spoke to experts in Texas and Louisiana who specialize in reentry for inmates and child protective services, FDS issues. And the news isn't looking good for Gypsy. According to these experts, the Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS, in Lafourche Parish is particularly strict when it comes to child custody and protection, especially when someone on parole for a violent crime is involved. The experts revealed that when Gypsy gives birth, CPS will be at the hospital. And since her crime involved killing a family member, her doctor, as a mandated reporter, will likely report the baby as an at-risk child. The legal implications are severe. Gypsy's history of homicide and fraud could result in the automatic termination of her parental rights. Under Louisiana law, DCFS would require a neuropsychological evaluation for both Gypsy and her boyfriend, Ken, before they could even begin to think about raising the child. If Ken can't pass CPS's investigation, it's likely that he wouldn't be allowed to live with Gypsy, and courts would likely prevent him from having contact with the child. If Gypsy and Ken were to split, a judge would most likely strip her of all parental rights, since her conviction for homicide could automatically terminate her rights. But the real kicker is that anyone in Gypsy's family, her parents, siblings, or even extended relatives, could file an emergency petition to have the child removed from her care based on her criminal history. It could be her family stepping in to take the child, or CPS could even request that Gypsy voluntarily surrender her rights to a family member to avoid a lengthy battle in court. The bottom line here is that it doesn't look like Gypsy is going to be raising her baby anytime soon. DCFS will be involved from day one, and with her criminal history, Gypsy is at a significant disadvantage. Felony convictions, especially those involving violence, often prevent a parent from gaining or retaining custody, though there are a few exceptions. For example, if a parent's past conviction was from many years ago, or if the crime wasn't violent, there may be a chance for supervised visitation. But Gypsy's case is far from that scenario. In a separate post, Katie Joy pointed out that certain felony convictions, such as homicide, aggravated assault, or any crime related to sex or child endangerment, almost always result in a parent losing custody. Gypsy, however, apparently responded to Katie's posts, claiming that after speaking to her lawyer, she was told her baby could not be taken away from her. The back and forth between Gypsy and Katie on social media has only added fuel to the fire, with both women defending their positions on whether CPS will intervene. Despite Gypsy's claims, no lawyers or doctors have publicly confirmed that the information Katie posted is inaccurate. It looks like this saga is far from over, and it's clear that Gypsy will have a serious fight ahead if she plans to keep custody of her baby.
Okay, y'all, so yesterday I made a video in regards to what Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball, had said about Gypsy Rose. Now, in short terms, basically Katie Joy had said that the law had claimed that Louisiana state would basically take Gypsy's baby away from her once the baby is born, and any family member or can take the baby and take full custody of the child. Well, it seems like a lot of speculation was going on in the comments. Katie Joy had gone into the comments and stated that it was 100% fact. She stated that she had spoke to Christy, which is Gypsy's stepmother, and then Gypsy chimed in from her personal account in the comments as well. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now, Katie Joy stated, "This is not false. Christy 100% told me that DCFS will be available." Gypsy chimed in 4 hours ago on her personal account and stated, "Confirmed with my attorney that this is not accurate. They cannot take my child away without cause, even as a felon." Now, because some of you guys are thinking, how do we know if this is the real Gypsy Rose? Well, guess what? I clicked on the page. Gypsy Rose, this is her Cajun Heart of Mine. This was her account, is private, but I went on there and I double checked. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Remember when Gypsy said that Katie Joy was lying about her child being taken away from her? Well, little birdie gave me a text, and that text shows that there was a message in regards to Gypsy's attorney asking if her child would be taken from her. And the attorney stated, absolutely not true. If that were the case, no one would have their children. Now, I also received message that Gypsy is in mandatory therapy with no parole violations, no arrest after release, and no conflict with the law. It shows that her behavior has been good and law-abiding since she's been out of prison. Now, no lawyers or doctors have stated any of the information to Gypsy in regards to what Katie has claimed. Now, the lawyer that Gypsy has is not only a family lawyer, but also her divorce lawyer. So that way she felt more confident in making sure that she had the right information to be able to share with said person. Hit the comments, y'all.
So it turns out that Gypsy Rose's lawyer isn't just a family lawyer, but also her divorce lawyer. This has given her a bit of confidence, feeling like she's getting the right legal advice before sharing any information about her situation. Now, as for the whole CPS situation, I personally think people might be jumping the gun here. I mean, the baby hasn't even been born yet, if there even is a baby at all. Plus, there's absolutely no sign of abuse or anything that would trigger a CPS investigation. So maybe people should just ease up on that for now. But what really keeps striking me is her pregnancy. The inconsistencies with her belly are getting harder to ignore. Take a look at these photos. One was taken back in November and the other just recently around Christmas. It's almost laughable how different her belly looks from 1 month to the next. In the November photo, it seems like she's almost ready to give birth, while in the December one, she still looks very much pregnant. Weird. It's weird how inconsistent it all looks. This is exactly why I think people should take a step back with the CPS reports. We're not even sure there's a baby involved. So let's chill on the accusations for now. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching.